Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm in the studio and I am working on my vendor's booth. We're going to be doing some shows this year and I need to figure out how I am going to display everything. So right now I am using my dining room table and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be taking with me and how I am going to be displaying things. So of course this gave me a reason to go to the thrift store as I'm looking for more of like a collected thrifted kind of look. So I found this cute tray and I think it's perfect for my crystals. And I found like different stands like this that I thought would be awesome to put, pricing on. And of course, I had to check out the dollar store. They have these really cute trays that I think are perfect for crystals. And they also had these little chalkboard frames, which I thought were cute. But right now, I'm trying to figure out inventory. So, what I'm setting aside for my shows and what is going to be, inventory listed for my website and my Etsy shop. So, that's what we're doing today. And I'm trying to decide what color tablecloth I should get for my tables. Right now I'm thinking black, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. What's crazy is it is 70 degrees outside in the middle of February here in Ohio. So I am really confused if I should be hibernating or spring cleaning. So the windows are open and I am just itching to straighten up the studio. I got a lot of messes going on. So right now we're going to kind of tidy up, do a little bit of spring cleaning as I have projects going on all over the place. I just had my kitchen and living room painted. And so yeah, things are a little chaotic. So we're going to do that, finish working on the vendor's booth, and then I have some projects to do today. These are the remains of one of my moon dishes. There is an art to pouring cement as well as candles, and they do require a certain amount of time to cure, and unfortunately sometimes I get impatient and I demolded that a little bit too soon and it broke. Voila, now my table is clean and I can start pouring some more cement. And I'm also going to start to put together the new design that I have featuring the terracotta color. So we're going to go ahead and attach these embellishments onto the trays. Before I attach anything, I like to look over every dish and find any type of imperfections, whether it was a watermark, maybe a color that didn't look right, or sometimes I find nicks in my dishes. So I like to cover those using the gold foil and a little bit of Mod Podge. Then I use an adhesive sealer to attach the embellishments. This does take a couple days for it to really cure and dry and make sure that they are attached nicely. Once that is done, I will then sand each piece and all pieces are finished with a sealant. And then I do use little stoppers on the bottom of the dish so this way it doesn't scratch any surfaces. Today's a new day and our dishes are dry, so I'm going to show you how they came out here. Here's the star and moon, kind of a 3-color combo. This is probably my favorite. I love butterflies and moons. No, maybe this one's my favorite. Comment below, which one do you like the most? And then here's the angel wings. This can be just a regular trinket dish, or you can make that one into an incense holder. I'm gonna take you over here. My lighting's really terrible today, even though the sun is out. I'm gonna go ahead this over. I put the tray right in front of the window in the light so you can see it. Here's kind of a close-up, but this can actually act as a incense holder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in there. And voila, you have either a tray, which you can hold your jewelry, your crystals, or you can burn some incense. We're gonna go ahead and ship out one of our zodiac crystal candles. And I'm also going to tell you a quick story of what happened to me, kind of a shipping nightmare and how it was resolved. But first, let's take a look at this cute crystal candle. This one has kyanite, citrine, and little howlette chips in it. Anyways, I got an order, sent it out, and a few days later, I heard from the customer that the candle arrived broken. They were very understanding, and I immediately shipped another candle out to them. As you can see, I think I do a pretty good job shipping out my candles. This was something that I did a lot of research on. For those of you that don't know, shipping candles, I have to be mindful of the weather and obviously them breaking. So making sure that they're, wrapped and snugged and not going to melt due to the heat is important. But I do line each of my boxes with bubble wrap. I put packing peanuts on the bottom and around. And then I do wrap the candle twice with bubble wrap. I even put fragile stickers on the outside of the box, but unfortunately outside of my control and obviously the customer's control, the candle was broke. So anyways, I got another candle out to her immediately. And what happened was, it was a Monday that I got this message, and I had to, fit it in my day to make another candle and get one out on time. And so my daughter and I picked her up from school, and we ran up to the post office. It was a little bit before 5, and when we walked in the door, they were getting ready to lock up the door because they had a big long line, and they closed at 5. So the woman at the door grabbed the package from me and said, "Is this prepaid? I'll put it in the bin." So I said, "Okay, great, no problem, sounds good." Well, a few days went by, and I like to track the orders to make sure they're going to be on time and communicate if there is any type of, problem going on. And I did find out that there was no tracking on my package. So this led me on a goose chase of finding my candle. Unfortunately, after calling, the United States Post Office, my local post office, nobody could find my candle. So I did communicate this to my customer and let them know that I was tracking it, looking for it, and I was beginning to think I was going to have to send out a third candle. So luckily, it eventually made it to, 10 states over from me with no tracking. It was late by several days, but it did arrive eventually, and it wasn't broken. So I was happy, the customer was happy, but it did make me worried that I could possibly get, a bad review for something that was outside of my control. Since we're talking about packaging orders, I thought I'd come over here to my stockpile and show you my inventory as far as my supplies go and share with you some of the vendors that I use. You can see I got some boxes over here. I have several different variations, and I also have different envelopes that I use. And this really just depends on what kind of order I'm getting. So if you're just getting started in business, you definitely want to have some things on hand because people order different quantities, different sizes of products. So having that available is helpful so you're not, rushing around trying to find a box or an envelope or whatnot. I also use Uline. I'm not sponsored, I'm not getting paid by Uline, but this is the company that I did a lot of research on, and I felt from a cost standpoint, they were the best solution for my business. And I also found that I really do like their boxes. They're very, very durable. But again, cost. I do factor the cost of all of my shipping supplies in my product. I would definitely recommend you do the same. So keeping an eye on how much a box costs, your tape, your packing peanut, your bubble wrap, all of that should be taken into consideration when you are starting a business. But here's an example of one of the 6x6x4 boxes that I get. I did go with white because I can doctor it up. I can use stamps. I can put vinyl on there. I can put stickers. So you can dress it up. If you get into customizing boxes with logos, that's going to raise your cost. I also use Uline for my tissue paper. They seem very well priced there. Here's another smaller box that I have from Uline. But I also have things like this, as well as these smaller boxes that I do get from Amazon. One of the things that I can tell you about ordering from a company like Uline is when it comes to packing peanuts or bubble wrap, these are things that they put on a massive semi to ship their orders out. So if you are in a residential area, the last time that I put my order in about a year ago, the freight was enormous. And that's because the semi cannot easily get down my street to deliver the packing peanuts, which come in a big bag, as well as the bubble wrap. So those I definitely get from Amazon. If you have any other suggestions as far as suppliers, comment below. I'd love to check that out. But just so you know, if you do order from Uline, don't be surprised if you're trying to get packing peanuts and bubble wrap if the freight is a little bit high. If you have a business location, which I did at the time, you can send it there and you're not going to get that crazy freight bill. On to who I use to ship out my orders. I actually found this from another YouTuber who makes and sells candles, and I have been using them now for about a year, and it is called Pirate Ship. I will link it below. It's not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with them, but I just learned through my shipping nightmare that it was a good thing that I was utilizing them. I don't really have any other, vendors to reference. This is just who I'm using and why it was beneficial. So Pirate Ship allows you to hop on, put the address to where you want to send it to, and it's basically going to give you a side-by-side comparison with different vendors like UPS, FedEx, United States Postal Service, and you can see when it's going to get there and how much it's going to cost. So you can select which vendor you want to use to ship out your order. And so I love this because I can do this from my cell phone and easily just print out the label and attach it to my package. But what was really cool was when my order arrived damaged, I was able to contact them looking for some type of claim or reimbursement, and they assured me that I had a $100 insurance policy. So I do have to go through a claim process. They were super easy to chat with and work with, immediate response, walked me through how to do this, and basically I just have to show them some pictures of what the package looked like upon arrival, put in my claim, and we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, if it does work, I'm going to be refunded the money that I was out for, shipping the package, but also the material that was inside that was broken. So that's really cool, and I thought that I would just share that for anyone who is looking for some suggestions or has a small business looking to have a small business. Definitely do your research around your shipping supplies and the vendor that you're going to use to ship out your packages, your orders, and consider maybe Uline or Pirate Ship, which is below. So I hope that helped you guys. That's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed today's content, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.